All right, well, welcome back everybody. Hopefully you can hear me. It is unbelievably windy today. Probably not the best day to cut a tree down. Just the only day that I have. It's supposed to get really hot the next couple days, then I'm right back to work. This is the last cool day, even though it's relatively warm. So while it's still somewhat cool, I want to get out here and do some work like this. Now you'll have to forgive the way I'm talking, just getting over several days of the flu. So still don't have my voice back. Wow, it's windy. So what you seen that I just got done doing here was clearing out this area, and basically I'm going to do this to everything back here eventually. This is just roughed in for now. Just trying to get some walking around room in here, because once I dropped this big old tree, I didn't want to be an old thick mess of trees. So I just pushed and cleared out a little bit there, so I've got a relatively clean work area once I get this tree on the ground. And it's going to make a heck of a mess with all these limbs. So first of all, I've got to go back there and cut some of these huge vines loose, so whenever it falls, that doesn't pull on the tree at all. They don't snap up, because I'm going to be back there in the back when I cut this down. And I've also got to clear me a path that I can run and kind of get out of there. So let's go ahead and get the chainsaw sharpened up real quick, gassed up, and we're going to go ahead and cut this tree down. Been waiting a while to do it. All right, as far as my face cut goes, it's going to have to be high and a little odd. Reason being, I hate when people do this. There's fence wire all in this tree and nails, so it looks like the fence was nailed to it a long time ago. It's growing all in it. I can't get the wire out of the tree. There's so much wire in the bottom, I'm gonna have to make my face cut up pretty high and leave a much bigger stump here than I wanted. And I'm still gonna be cutting in between wire that's just too deep to dig out, so I don't want to ruin my chain. Don't want to catch chainsaw on that. So let's go ahead and get this started. And yes, I know I'm cutting this down with way too small of a saw, but I never ever cut trees this big, so I can't justify a bigger saw. It'll work, it's just gonna take a while. Hey, not a good day for this. The wind was blowing so hard this way that once that popped and the tree started to go, strong gust of wind came, and you see it was kind of holding it. It wanted to go, but that wind was just blowing right against it. Well, it's over, but as you can see, we've got a pretty dangerous situation now. That's the bad thing about these live oaks. They have so many limbs on them. Now it's supported and propped up out there by a bunch of different limbs. So I'm gonna have to pick my way through there slowly to get this on the ground. So this is gonna be interesting. Starting to get anxiety with the sheer amount of vines in this tree. It's too dangerous to get in there and try to cut anymore. So I'm gonna go back, get the tractor with the root rake and just try to start ripping some of these vines out so I can get access to some of these limbs. like I often say, thank God for a tractor. I mean, look at this mess. Just the sheer amount of vines that was in that tree. That's probably what was killing it. But oh, like I said, that just gives me anxiety looking at all that. There was no way I could chainsaw through all that safely. So ripping it out with the forks worked pretty well. Now I have pretty good access to this tree. I went ahead and bucked the limb that was holding it up and it rolled on over. So now I have it a little bit safer on the ground. Obviously I still got to watch a lot of these limbs right here as I'm cutting down. Hopefully y'all can hear me. It is so windy today. I had no intentions of making this a two-part video here, but I feel like I did so much tractor work, I kind of want to include that, but I don't want to skip all the chainsawing up either. And most people don't tend to like 30 and 40 minute long videos, so I'll probably make this two-part. That way I can include the clearing, the tractor work right here on the first episode, and then I'll come back for round 2 and we'll start cutting this bad boy up. And then we'll probably get a couple episodes out of splitting this. So it's cleaned out enough now to work. Sadly, it's taken me a few hours to get to this point. Yeah, I wish this was one of those trees in the woods you just cut down and start immediately cutting up. That's just not the case. I had to wind up doing clearing for all this anyway. So like I said, eventually we're gonna have animals and cows and stuff back here. So this needs to come down anyways. Might as well get some good firewood out of it. It's gonna be an aggravating nightmare to cut up. Gonna have a lot of knots in it. I mean, this is not gonna be a fun tree by no means. I just can't justify wasting it. I was pleasantly surprised in the stump. That's still really solid. I was afraid the center of this tree was rotten, but everything looks good. So appreciate y'all watching. We'll end it right here. Hopefully you enjoyed the tractor work, the clearing, the root raking, and a little bit of chainsaw work. Like I said, I'll be back for another video here pretty soon, and we'll cut all this up and get it hauled up to the wood rack. Thanks for watching.